We all fear the fragility of our phones. We're afraid to get them wet. We're afraid to drop them and smash the screen. I'm afraid to put it in the back pocket of my pants because I know I'm going to sit on it. And our phones, we have to admit, are part of our livelihood right now in these days. Maybe not much longer. So that the fear of losing our phone is greater than losing our wallet. It's easier to get all your information back. Just go to the DMV, the Secretary of State, get a hold of people, call your credit cards. Fine, they're shut down, you're safe. Because of that, I am going to do a promo, hey boys, good job, for the iPhone 13 in an OtterBox phone case with whatever screen-saving shield is on that. I don't know. Yeah, because today I had an experience that gave me great faith in the iPhone 13 and its durability. I pulled into the gas station this morning and I said, okay, I'm going to get gas. I can use my PayPal on my phone. I had money in that. So I said, I'll pay for gas from that. And I went in, used the damn thing. I've become tech savvy. I feel cool every time I'm doing that in front of people. Not because they're like, oh boy, look, that guy's paying with his phone. But because, look at that guy. I can't believe he knows how to pay with his phone. And I do it, and nobody's got anything to say at all. What are you going to say? I just act natural, like, of course I can. I can. And I go back out to my car where it's at the pump, and I start pumping it, and I look at the price of gas, and it's $3.39 a gallon, and I said, holy crap. I was getting ready to put my phone in my back pocket, but then I said, I better not, because I'll forget it and I'll sit on it and break the son of a bitch. So I set it on in the back of the car while I was getting the pump ready. And there's that, and I saw the price of gas, and I said, holy shit. It jumped to $3.39 a gallon. And I said, and his gas is pumping. I'm sitting there thinking, I said, I'm going to look. And I walked out to the road to look down at the gas station down the street, and they were at $3.35. I said, wow, it's happening now. And I mulled over that. I'll do another video about what I came up with, what I've been meaning to talk about, but it'll get too long. And people say, how are these things even connected? You're supposed to be talking about what a great phone the iPhone 13 series is and how durable. So I walked back to my car. Gas has stopped pumping. It's done. I took it, put it back in there, shut the flap, got in, drove out, and traffic was just moving right. And there was nobody way back. I wasn't cutting anybody off. I said, time to go. And I went, and I pulled into this other lane, so that I didn't have to make this other guy go, what the hell is going on? And everything was all clear. And I'm listening to the radio, and it was a piece of crap on there, and there was nothing else I wanted to hear. And I'm like, I might as well just finish watching what I was watching on my phone. As I'm pulling up the stoplight, I reach over for my phone, and it's not on the seat. It's not in the little coin holder where I usually keep it. I said, what the hell? And I said, oh no! And I put the parking brake on and had it in neutral, jumped out, and I looked at the side of the car. I'm in the middle of the road. You know, there's cars stopped at traffic and everything, stoplight. And I looked, and it's not on the back of my car anymore. And I said, oh no. And I looked, and there was like about a 20-year-old kid in the car behind me, and he's waving his arm. I looked at him, I'm like, ah. And he says, your phone flew off your car on the road. And I said, oh no. And I said, there isn't much traffic coming because there was wide open lanes. It was a rare experience for over the hill. And I said, and I cranked into the bank, turned around, and traffic was just open enough again. I was able to fly right back an eighth, 16th of a mile to the gas station. I'm looking for the phone, and I'm like, oh no. And I saw this little black dot as I came pulling into the gas station so I could run out and get whatever I could find, because I knew it had to be right by the gas station. I wasn't seeing it on the way. And I see this little black square rectangle thing in the damn road, but I couldn't tell if it was my phone or not. and here comes this single big dumb truck with this big tires and everything. And I said, oh no. And I saw him running it over, and it flew up in the air, probably 8 feet, spinning around, and landed. And I'm like, it might not be my phone. It seemed like a piece of cardboard or plastic or something. And I'm like, maybe that's not it. And I cranked into the gas station, jumped out, ran between what few cars there were, and there was my phone on the ground. It had just been run over by this big dumb truck who, you know, that's the thing. I always like the idea of running shit over when I'm driving. But these days, and for the last probably 25 years, I thought, bad idea to run over a box. Somebody might be putting a bomb in it just to get people that are like me. Hit that pucker. And so it's a bad idea. Shouldn't be running people's phones over in the fucking street, man. I got out and I found my phone, picked it up, and I said, oh boy, it was sitting flat down. And there in its OtterBox case, I spent money on it, you know, because it's important to me. And I just knew picking it up, it was just going to be shattered. And it wasn't. There was no damage to it at all. And what I had been going to watch was showing, it hadn't shut down when I put it on the back of the car. And it was showing, and I said, it works. And I said, okay. So I flipped up the little, swiped up, and went to another thing and brought up the site, and it came up, it worked. I said, oh, and I shut a damn phone off. I canceled it, you know, whatever. And then went to turn it back on and punched in my numbers, and it came up, and it worked. I thought, it fucking works. Goddamn iPhone 13. You don't worry about getting it moist anymore, I don't think even. It got run over by a big dumb truck. You might as well have had a gorilla with a suitcase. Go, man, go.